to grow or not to grow, a fluffy, moldy journey. Here are the motivations I had in pursuing this project, which was to establish if seawater farming on mung beans is a possibility. It is a technology being implemented in poorer countries right now. Also, I wanted to test the myth that sugar water helps plants grow. I had heard before that the sugar helps young plants with their sucrose production. My question for this experiment was, how do salt and sugar in water affect the growth rate of a plant? My hypothesis was if a mung bean plant is watered with sugar water and all other factors such as sunlight and water amount are controlled, then the mung bean plant will grow more quickly than if it were watered with tap water. My second hypothesis was, if a mung bean plant is watered with salt water and all other variables such as sunlight and water amount are kept the same throughout the experiment, then the mung bean plant will grow less quickly than if it were watered with tap water. We're looking at the salt and sugar, which were the independent variables, the changed variable. Growth rate, measured in centimeters, was the variable that changed as a result of the independent variable. All other variables such as temperature, time, water amount, and sunlight were controlled. For this experiment, you will need 27 mung beans, about half a centimeter wide each, salt, sugar, 40 pieces of small-sized cotton balls, tap water, and 9 0.5 liter water bottles. That's your average water bottle. I had 12 water bottles to ensure that to keep the extra solution of salt water and sugar water. This would ensure equal concentration each day I watered the plants. In this experiment, the mung beans were grown in cotton to ensure there were no differences in nutrients, a possible inherent error. To set up this experiment, take a water bottle, cut them 7.5 centimeters from the bottom, discard the top part, and strip the wrapper off the water bottle if needed. This becomes your pots. Repeat this process 9 times. Put 10 cotton balls and 3 beans in each pot. Add 43.34 cubic centimeters of water on the first day, and then 14.78 cubic centimeters of water every day after that. Measure the height every 2 days in centimeters. On the left is a picture of the bottles of water with all of them labeled. The picture on the right is the picture I took at the end of the experiment, and you can see some of the mold and dying plants. Now let me talk about the graph analysis. The values shown are an average of all the heights of the plants each day. This is the graph that shows the correlation between tap water, salt water, and sugar water as the time expands. The blue line is the growth rate for tap water, yellow for sugar, and red for salt. So the sugar water kept the same with the tap water for 5 days, but then the regular water beans eventually took over the sugar water. Salt water is the flat line, showing no growth. Later, the growth rates even out because of the limited pot size and the fact that the cotton provided no nutrients. Seeds may not have implanted in the first couple days. They may have been pushed out of the formation and hence decreased their chances to grow taller. I could have made dents in the cotton to lessen this impact. This was an inherent error. The weather was not always sunny, and although this did not affect the experiment as a whole because they were all exposed to the same sunlight, the plants may have grown a bit shorter than their actual height. By using a heat or UV lamp, I could better control this. Also, because of cohesion between water molecules, the exact amount of 14.63 cubic centimeters is hard to achieve. This may have added extra salt or sugar to the plants and caused them to be unable to grow as tall. Using precise electronic scales could make the results of this experiment more accurate. In conclusion, sugar water is better than salt water, but overall, the results do not prove that the sugar water helps plants grow faster. Also, saltwater farming for mung beans does not work. A further research shows that saltwater farming only works for halophytes, a special type of plant. A mung bean is a legume. My hypothesis for sugar was wrong, as it was proven that the plants grown in sugar grow an average 6 centimeters shorter than those grown in tap water. Meanwhile, the hypothesis for salt was correct because there was no growth in the salt pots at all. And here are the references I used in this experiment. Any questions?